What is up, everybody? Pastor SouZy coming at you. Thank you so much for tuning in this video. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome back, friends, to day number 4 of our 30-day journey of wanting wisdom. Guys, I want to apologize yesterday for not getting that video out. If you did watch day number 3, if you didn't, I encourage you to go watch it. You heard me explain a little bit about how I ran into a bunch of technical difficulties. I recorded the first video like 6:30 in the morning, and for some reason the audio didn't work. Did it again at 7:30. For some reason it didn't work. Then I did it again in the car ride home at like 12:30, and I was in the car for almost 7 hours yesterday. And I got back to my parents' house and I'm visiting them for a week. I brought my whole computer and I went to edit the video and upload it, and I realized that I had forgotten, yes, Pastor Potato, I'd forgotten an Ethernet cord, and the stores were all closed, so I had to wait until today to upload it. So I do apologize, but it is there and ready for you today. You'll just get a double dosage, if you know what I'm saying. But friends, let's dive right into chapter number 10 and day number 4. Hope you guys have been enjoying this series. I want to point out a few different verses to you today that I really picked out from Proverbs 10 under this thought right here that I really got from some of these verses. That he who has wisdom helps others, but he who lacks wisdom hurts others. I want to read a few verses to you. Check it out, man. Verse number 11. Look at this. We're gonna do a few different examples to kind of talk about the big idea we just put out there right now. Look at it. Verse number 11. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence, right? What is a fountain? A fountain of something of supply, right? When you're at a waterfall, when you're at a fountain, if someone comes and takes a cup of water, is that fountain going to be out of water? No, it's got plenty to supply, not only for itself, but to give to others. But what is someone that's of violence? Violence is an act that, for the most part, requires a third party, an act of violence that can often hurt a third party. What you're going to be seeing through a lot of the Proverbs is this idea of this contrasting between good and bad. And here it's talking about the importance and the benefit of wisdom and making good choices, and how those can benefit people, but how sometimes when we're foolish and continue to live a life of poor decisions, how we can actually hurt other people around us. Look at again, verse number 14. The wise lays up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool brings ruin to everything that's near to him. That he not only is bringing ruin to his own life, but ruin to the people around him, because he's influencing people in a negative way. He's helping others to make bad decisions. Verse 17, whoever heeds instruction is on the path to life. This one's very obvious. But he who rejects reproof, instruction, correction, wisdom, he leads others astray. Last one, verse 21, the lips of the righteous, the words, the mouths of the righteous, they feed, they help many. That's what it says. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for the lack of sense. And time again, we see the author here contrasting this idea of wisdom and foolishness with this big idea of he who has wisdom helps others, but he who lacks wisdom hurts others. And here's the big question that I want you and I to be real honest with ourselves and ask ourselves today. Am I a good influence? Yesterday we talked about the idea that he who is wise surrounds himself with wise people so that he can learn from them, be corrected by them, be taught, be encouraged, uplifted by them. But I want you to think about yourself on the other side of the spectrum. Yesterday we said, are you surrounding yourself with wise people? But I want you to understand from this perspective as well. Do wise people want to surround themselves with you? If I can be real honest with you, there have been definitely times in my life where it's really hard to say, but the answer to that question would really be no. And before I really had a relationship with Jesus and allowed him to change my life and bring me to where I am today, can I tell you, there were many times in my life where, man, people did not want to be around me, right? Because before I met Jesus, and no, please note, I didn't say before I started going to church. I've been going to church my whole life. But once I began to understand that Jesus loved me, I could have a relationship with him, and I began to read his word and learn some wisdom. Man, before all that, man, I'll be honest with you, man, I was arrogant, selfish, manipulative, and I really only wanted to live for myself. Can I tell you that if people wanted to be wise, the last thing that they should have done was surrounding themselves with me. And maybe you've been there in your life, and maybe you'll be real honest with yourself. Maybe you're in a place right now when this question is asked, are you a good influence? Would wise people want to surround themselves with you? Maybe today your answer maybe isn't exactly where you'd like it to be, but can I tell you the great thing about Jesus is that it's not about what you've done, it's about what you're going to do next. The Bible says, don't just let the word like fall on deaf ears, right? Don't just be hearers of it, but the Bible says be doers of it. What does it mean? That don't just read these Proverbs and hear the wisdom and then just go on with the rest of your life the same way. Here's the definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over again, except expecting different results. We talked about it in our introduction at God Squad Church. What's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge is simply information, but wisdom is transformation. When you take that knowledge, you apply it to your life, and you're making wise decisions every day. And can I encourage you that if you want to be someone that loves and that is able to help others, you and I are going to have to go hard at chasing wisdom, because he who has wisdom helps others, but he who lacks wisdom hurts others. And I want to encourage you today, friends, maybe you're not exactly happy with the answer, but that's what's going to require growth. Can I tell you, when there's areas that I need to grow in, which I'm finding new ones every single day, realizing new things about myself, and I'm like, dang, SouZy, man, you got a lot to improve on. Sometimes it requires us to be honest and humble with ourselves and be willing to admit our weaknesses so that we can grow and become these wise people. So I encourage you guys, read through these Proverbs every day, take them, apply them to your life, but get real honest with yourself. Are you someone that has wisdom to help others? Are you someone that maybe you wouldn't recommend if you had children? Maybe you wouldn't recommend your children hanging around someone who's maybe living the way that you are. This big final thought that really encouraged me. Maybe some of you aren't in this place in life where you have children. To be honest, I'm not. I don't personally have any children. Me and my wife don't. But I asked myself this question. I'm visiting my parents right now, and we're just having great conversations. It's great to see them. But I begin to get in that mindset of parents and children. I begin to ask myself, if I had kids, would I want them hanging around with a friend that was just like me? And there's some humbling thoughts that come from that question, but I want you to ask yourself that question. If you had children, or maybe you already do have children, would you want them hanging around someone like you? And again, if the answer maybe isn't something you want, let's take it, let's learn from it, let's grow, let's continue to read his word every day, let's grow from them, and let's continue down this 30-day journey of wanting wisdom, remembering that he who has wisdom helps others, but he who lacks wisdom hurts others. Guys, I love you so much. I want to encourage you guys to come back tomorrow for day number 5 of our 30-day journey of wanting wisdom. Also, at the end of this video, you guys are going to see kind of like right here, right in the middle of the screen, a subscribe button for God Squad Gaming YouTube channel. I want to encourage you guys, after about a week of these videos, they will no longer be on my channel. They're actually going to be on God Squad Gaming's channel. They're not going to stop. They're just going to shift channels. There's going to be a sub button there, so make sure you click that to make sure you guys are still getting the videos every day. Make sure you're reading through the Proverbs. Guys, I'm so encouraged to see all of you guys watching these videos as we continue in our journey of this wanting wisdom. I love you guys so much. Catch you guys next time. God bless. Take care.